Well, hello to all my Yellowjackets out there. My name is EJ, and in this video, we are going to be diving into the Season 2 premiere of this wild show. Oh my goodness, I reviewed the whole first season last year, but now we have the Season 2 premiere, and we need to dive into Yellowjackets. What I believe is one of the best cult classic TV series I have seen. Like, truly, Yellowjackets is one of those shows we all love who've seen it, but not enough people have seen it. After this premiere, though, I think this could be taking it to a whole different level. This was such a strong Season 2 premiere. I was thrusted right back into this world in a deliciously crazy way. I loved catching up with these characters. I thought I was going to be a bit more lost, but I was like instantly back in and being like, oh yeah, that was where this piece was. Here is Misty being my favorite character still. I know Christina Ricci is playing a wackadoo, but if it's young or old Misty, this girl is wild. Oh my goodness. But this whole premiere had a lot of really fun moments. We were building off a lot of stuff that we saw at the end of Season 1. Things like Shauna murdering that man, her stuff with her family. Then we also have the Taissa running for senator, also winning senator, but also maybe decapitating a dog. Like, we left off some very big moments at the end. Also things like Nat getting kidnapped. So all of that was there. So we had to kind of wrap some of those things up by still launching, though, into Season 2 further. There is a lot here that I cannot wait to get into, like Natalie's kidnapping. We knew it was going to be Lottie's cult, but getting there, what is going to happen? I hope nothing happens to Natalie at this cult because I don't trust her. Like, we see a little bit in the flashback stuff of the weird relationship between Lottie and Nat, and I think homeboy Travis is going to be in the middle of that drama. Oh my goodness, that moment where she like touched him and then he got boned, and I'm like, oh, what? Like, I love that this show has a vaguely supernatural element that we don't know exactly if it is wackadoo weird or if it's just everyone's mental illness whooping their ass. Like, watching Shauna talk to Jackie, and I was like, oh, this is like a flashback before Jackie, and no, Jackie is just a corpse that she's talking to. All of that shit, I'm just like, wow, ladies, what's going on here? We need therapy. Like, I wish y'all would have crash landed with a therapist, because there's just a lot of y'all that need some help. But then you have like Van and Taissa that I'm like, oh, cool, you guys are normal. But then we know what Taissa grows up to, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I love the back and forth nature of it. I think it makes it so compelling. Every time you get a new piece of info, you see a flashback that you're like, well, that just changed all of the info that I just got in the present day story. It's great. It's wild. I love this premiere. It was really a standout to me, and it just made me happy to revisit the Yellowjackets universe once again. Now for my next section, which will be the recap, where I kind of go over the entire episode, talk about my favorite talking points. We will be breaking it up into the present day story and then the flashback stories. I'm going to give you guys one section at a time because there's just a lot to cover and I cannot be bouncing back and forth without stressing myself out. So let's get into the recap section and let's talk about the flashbacks. I love that this gave us a new look at the recovery of them. We knew that the girls were saved. Obviously, it took some time. They were all there for way too long, but I love that we got a little bit in this intro of them getting home, but mostly we focused on what Lottie was going through. It seemed like it was tougher for her than a lot of these girls. With the electroshock therapy, I'm like, in 1998, we're still like torturing people to get them mental help. Oh, but yeah, we get a little bit of that. That's kind of how this episode starts, but we go further back. We get thrusted into the middle of the winter in this like setting that they're stuck in. They're still in the woods. They're still in the cabin. I'm surprised that this cabin is still alive. Like, I thought this whole shit would have burnt down because of one of them went crazy. But yes, all of the girls are still trying to recover from a lot of the insanity from the last, like, time we saw them. Jackie's dead. Shauna is talking to her in the meat locker, basically. Like, Shauna is just with Jackie. We get a lot of good backstory stuff there, even though it is just in, you know, the reality of the show, Shauna just talking to a dead body. I like the back and forth that was here. I love that Ella Purnell still got to have a moment in this premiere. Yeah, we get some stuff of like how Shauna ended up pregnant. There's also the moment where she rips off the ear. And I'm like, Great, she's gonna keep that until she's in, oh my god, she's eating the ear. What the hell ending to this episode. So I gave you a little bit of the beginning and a little bit of the end. We gotta fill in the middle. Yeah, I like the flashback stuff. I love seeing people like Travis and Nat trying to walk around, trying to find food, but also trying to find Javi, which I know he's not going to be dead because that's going to be the fun plot twist to everything, but I'm really curious of what's going on there. We also see, like, Travis is really, really stressed and almost having a panic attack, and that's when Lottie comes in and starts healing the soul. Lottie is in full witchy craziness mode, like, giving them sage stuff before they leave. Like, I love where Lottie's going, and we see a little bit of Lottie's cult that she builds later on in the more present day story, but we're starting to see how weird she's getting, and I like that there's layers to her. There's almost times I sympathize and I relate to her, and I'm like, I don't know, if the Woods Witch want to do something, maybe the Woods Witch needs to. Like, Lottie has a very weird energy where I don't trust her, but there's also a point in me that goes, I don't know, if the girl got powers, maybe the girl got powers. Maybe we should listen to her. Like I mentioned, Van and Thaisa are still trying to develop their relationship. They have some weird moments where, like, they're putting I love you with blood. I like these two. I cannot wait to see Van in the present day story because I want Lauren Ambrose, who that's going to be playing her. But I want to see how she works with Thaisa. Like, what's their connection as adults? Why did they break up as children? Would Van help Thaisa's craziness? Because we saw that she was crazy in the child stuff, and we saw how wild she was at the end of last season. She's not as crazed this episode, but I really want to know if Van's able to kind of ground her. This is a really good dynamic, a really good coupling that I want to see more in this flashback stuff. Speaking of another couple, you know that girl Crystal who sings? I don't really remember her, but I guess she's annoying the hell out of the girls. But Crystal, she finds a friend. Speaking of annoying the girls, she's kind of bonding with Misty. Misty's getting treated like the crazy woman that she is. She kind of shroomed them all last time, and I mean, I cannot wait to talk about Misty in the present day story. Amazing, flawless. But yeah, she's seeming to want to join up with Crystal, maybe to learn how to sing, but they're really trying to build a friendship there. Misty needs anyone to get her back into the group, and I think this is the way in. I want to see, you know, she obviously still pisses off the group, even as adults. Everyone's still kind of like, ooh, wackadoo Misty. But I want to see if she's going to be able to get integrated back into the group, or she's just going to be an outcast to the outcasts. To wrap up the flashback conversations, I will say I really do love it. I hope we have a whole episode just set in this time period. It's my favorite part of the show. It's the best. I mean, people like Jasmin Savoy Brown, who we've seen blow up with Scream. I didn't get to see her enough here. I really want to see more of the younger Shauna character. I love that. I want to see what's going to happen with her pregnancy. I truly want to live in this flashback stuff more, especially the early workings of Lottie's weird-ass cult. What is that going to build to? We know that she has her Midsummer vibe as an adult, but what does she start doing to the people in the woods? I need to know. I am so hooked on this story, and I didn't get enough of the flashbacks this episode. I know we needed to establish our present-day story and get some stuff there, and watch Shauna get bent over by her husband in front of the paintings. I guess we needed all that, but I still needed a little bit more flashbacks in this one. I briefly mentioned the Shauna story, but now that we're in the present day section, let's talk about Shauna, her annoying ass daughter, her weird ass husband getting into pure Papa Roach 2003 emo boy. Love that moment. But yeah, the story here is really interesting. Shauna murdered that man who she was really sketched out by. She had all her friends cover it. I mean, I love when Misty is doing the fake interrogation. Misty, Christina Ricci, a round of applause real quick, just a round of applause. We'll give you a section in a moment, Misty. But yeah, I love that little interrogation. So we're seeing Shauna is in a weird spot. She's knowing what she did, but she's trying to move on. Her husband's trying to move on. They go and kind of get rid of a lot of the paintings in his art studio, but that's a weird moment. They start having sex. I don't know. You know, the husband man, I feel bad for him. I don't know his name. Sorry, but you make no impression. But I want to know more. There was a good moment here, and their daughter, she is so annoying. Like, her trying to defend her father, but also being just mean to her mom. I'm curious of what's going on there. And then when they burn all the stuff, the daughter at the end kind of sneaks and says, ooh, I'm gonna get this, like, little ID. And I'm like, so you're gonna get evidence that your mom's going to get arrested for, little girl. I know. Teenage angst, your mom's kind of crazy, your relationship with your parents are weird, but I need her to be smarter. This is not going to be good and not going to end well for anyone. Get rid of the evidence. Speaking of getting rid of evidence, Thaisa, girl, decapitating that dog, making that weird shrine. Her wife finds it and is not happy. You see them separated now? I don't know, because Taisa's trying to pick up her son, and the wifey says, no, wackadoo lady, like, I need you to step down from Senator, get your mental health straight, or I'm going to the press about it. And I think Taisa's going to end up stepping down. I think it's going to be too much work. They already had mentioned, like, oh, we need to start getting ready for your re-campaign. And she's like, girl, I'm not even in office yet. I think this is going to be too much for her. She has another dog. Fingers crossed that nothing happens to this little cute Yorkie, because I don't want anything to. He's an adorable dog, but I'm like, girl, get that dog out of your house. You saw what you just did. She discovers it. I know she has those mental moments where she kind of snaps and doesn't realize it, but it seems like she's knowing she's crazy. Hopefully, Taisa gets help, because I cannot deal with her being wacky this whole damn season again. Now we're moving on to Misty's story. Misty's trying to help, like, the Shauna thing, going on Reddit stuff. We get a little hint of the Elijah Wood character. Cannot wait to see him more later. But she's trying to be like, hey, where's my girl? She goes to the motel guy's crazy, she out-crazies him. She goes to the motel room and notices that there was a break-in. So she knows Natalie did not leave me, my girl is somewhere, we need to find her. Misty needs to be smart and know it has to be the Lottie cult. I think Misty's gonna get Shauna and Taisa together, and they're all gonna go on an adventure. Maybe this is where Van comes, because they all have to face off with Lottie's Midsummer cult. Now let's get to that. To me, that was the true, like, wrap-up of this. I know, Shauna eating the ear was the real what-the-hell ending. But we have Natalie, Juliette Lewis, giving me everything. Again, my other favorite character. She's locked up, basically, like, tricks one of the people in the cult to stab her. I thought she was going to stab her in the eye, but she stabbed her in the hand. She's trying to get out, but then she runs in to Lottie. Lottie is in full, like, May Queen outfit, oh, she's my friend, oh my god, and then name drops Travis, and that gets Natalie to go, what? Excuse me? So yeah, this is going to be, I thought Natalie I knew she wasn't gonna get out of the cult, but now it seems like she's gonna be entrenched deeper into it. I cannot wait to see what happens with all of that. The cult stuff with Lottie's gonna be good. I love that the Lottie stuff is, to me, the most interesting part about the present and the past story. So much to unfold there. So much goodness. Like, are they gonna defeat her? Is she even a villain? She's weird, but is she evil? I'm so curious of what to do with Lottie. What the hell is Shauna's gonna do? How do all of these characters get mixed together? I cannot wait to see all of our girls together from the past and the present, and the boys, like that one coach guy that I forget's here all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, he's here. Makes no impression, but maybe he'll be involved something soon. I just can't wait to get all of our characters together, because it's good. This was such a premiere that I liked it. I just want more already, which is exactly what a season premiere should do. Well, that is it for my review of Yellowjackets Season 2 premiere. What a strong episode. Thrusts us right back into the story, but gives us a lot to handle. This was overwhelming in the best possible way. What did you guys think of my review? What do you think of the Yellowjackets premiere? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel, because I will be reviewing this every single week. It comes out Friday on streaming, Sunday on Showtime, so make sure you guys are watching. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz, and let's talk about Yellowjackets down below.